It's a great pleasure to present the next winner. His paper was described in the New Yorker as a paper that prides itself on being the conscience of Israel. Describing his job, he says, "What am I doing here? We have a mission to tell the truth to the Israeli public and explain the consequences of that truth." And the winner is...
במקרה שלך זה די בולט שבהתחלה בהחלט היית אאוטסיידר ולו בצורת הכתיבה שלך ולא ידעו כל כך איך לייצר.
חלק מהמאבקים שכל אוהב אוכל צריך לנהל בישראל הם מאבקים עבודים.
מיומנות, הייתי אומר, כמעט הפכה למפעל חיים שלך של ציורי קלסטרונים. מה דחף אותך אליו וזו אהבה שנאה בסופו של דבר?
אהבה שנאה, אמביוולנטיות מאוד חזקה.
אתה מפחד שבתקליט החמישי או השישי אתה תהיה כל כך בריא, כל כך...
Dov Alfon of Haaretz.
Very well done. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a great honor, especially when one looks at the list of past recipients and co-nominees here and colleagues I admire so much. Nothing is more important to me than the judgment of my peers, so people I trust and learn from their work. So thank you all. A longer version of this speech will be available online later, so right now I'll stick to the rules of the 5 minutes. Don't worry. Let me thank you first, Lord Stone of Blackheath, for his hospitality and this terrific dinner. I think he certainly earns a round of applause from us. Thank you, William Morris, and long-time support of free speech and peace in the Middle East. As we speak, violent events take place in Gaza and southern Israel. Israeli Air Force continue today to bomb Gaza, killing militants and civilians, in retaliation for a barrage of rockets fired by Hamas extremists on southern Israel earlier, including a mortar attack on a school bus. When will this conflict end? The history of Italy tells us a curious and tragic story. During the war between Siena and Florence in the 13th century, the Florentines attempted to spread a plague in Siena by catapulting dead donkeys over the city walls. Siena had been bombarding Florence with heavy rocks for months, so Florence decided to retaliate with a new weapon, dead donkeys. One cannot help but compare this absurd history with the current conflict in Gaza. Palestinians shooting improved missiles while Israeli inventing a new system called Iron Dome, and engineers from this side being kidnapped by engineers of the other side. All this engineering, all this ingenuity, all this inventiveness, wouldn't it be better used for peace than for warfare? Today, we can travel from Siena to Florence without hearing a single shot. And I am convinced that one day, this will be the situation in Palestine. Stories about Iron Dome and Grad missiles will look as absurd than dead donkeys warfare. I'd like to thank the Next Century Foundation and the International Media Council for all their efforts toward peace. I'd like to thank the Schocken family, publishers of Haaretz newspaper for 3 generations, for their support and their efforts to keep Haaretz independent in these difficult times. On a more personal note, I'd like to thank my girlfriend, the Israeli journalist Lita Levin, here with us, and a long friend of ours, thank you. And a long personal friend of mine, Sami Michael, a distinguished writer and the president of the Civil Rights Association in Israel. And finally, since an editor is only as good as his reporters, I'd like to thank the 300 journalists and editors of Haaretz who endanger their lives and certainly their reputation inside Israel to make this formidable newspaper daily. Thank you so much.